Check 1, 2. Check 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My name is Netovicius. The few friends I've had call me Neto, unsurprisingly. I'm an artist. Mostly paints, though when I can't afford them I use charcoal or maybe pencil. Today I am being kicked out of my studio apartment in the Beacon Hill neighborhood of Boston, Mass. The second most interesting about this is that I've lived there for 70 years, almost to the day. The most interesting thing about me is that isn't very long for me, is I am aged something like 978 years, give or take my faulty memory. Also with that fun fact is that I am sort of a vampire. Sort of is a long story. If you can't place my accent, don't worry, neither can I. I have lived in France, Sweden, Serbia, and dozens other countries. I should have a flawless United States accent, but I keep this one because it gives me the most comfort when I hear it. I think I adopted it sometime in my hundreds when I was in love with someone who liked the tone of my voice at that point. But that is neither there nor here. Here I am in the unenviable position of being kicked out of my historic loft apartment because the landlord has died, age 99, not bad. And also I hadn't paid rent in over 40 years. The rent in Boston is very expensive, and I don't make much money from my art, so I'm moving to a very different city called Woonsocket in Rhode Island. There are abandoned buildings there, and I'm better off there than trying to find a way to stay here. Were there people I should have said goodbye to? Yes, of course. Would have been polite. When? I will probably come back to Boston. They may no longer be there or be dead. That is my life. A year is like a week to me. I have to say goodbye to people anyway every so often if I grow close so as not to arouse suspicion. Luckily, I have this ability, which isn't much, but it is useful, of appearing more aged to some and younger to others, a kind of chameleon ability, so some are not aware of my age. It takes me a second to do it, so I mostly go out at night. Not that vampires like the daylight, but it isn't a huge problem for me. Mostly it's the being recognized. In most cases, people, if they see me looking like a young man, they don't think it's me. Sometimes they will say, I saw your son the other day, or I saw what must have been your grandfather, and we can just laugh it off. Do I drink blood? That is what you want to know. Kill human beings. Not unless someone becomes my enemy. Then I take advantage of my nature, perhaps. I am lucky in that I have evolved past the need for it. A little gets me a long way. I can survive without it. Blood is what gives vampires their power, and I have long accepted being not powerful, weak even. I appear 5'8". I was tall once for a man. I am not very strong. I look like a thin Jeremy Renner, though maybe a little Timothée Chalamet for my hair and nose. I like my nose. It is my mother's nose. I can't really fly or any of that, turn into a bat, a wolf. My art has magical properties, but they're difficult to harness. From ages 35 to 165, I mostly do rabbits. I was obsessed with them. Rabbits in all kinds of pictures. Cute rabbits, ferocious rabbits, rabbits in human clothing. When the villagers burnt my small monastery, all of my rabbits went up in smoke. That was the end of rabbits. I did not have much paint for the next 200 years, but I drew portraits in lead then on whatever parchment I could find. It paid my way rather well. I was very strong those years. It was my adolescence in a way. I had many lovers, and no one seemed to care that I didn't age. A lot of heartbreak too. I would not return to that time. After that, my art took on some magical properties. I stayed where I could find jobs that paid me enough to paint. I had a variety of studios in Paris, in Stockholm, in Moscow, in Tallinn, Estonia. I did forgery sometimes, more portraits, lots of erotica that I sold to foreign dignitaries. The magical properties were discovered after the fact by strange rumors of art coming to life, people losing their minds. I was more careful after that. My magic comes to me from lack of sleep. Some call it mania. My manic state makes me paint in very interesting ways, in very pleasurable ways, but things happen. The art becomes unintentionally transformative. I would lose track of what art has done in this state and who would buy it. I had to resolve to not sell those pieces. Well, anyway, today I'm on bus on the way to Woonsocket. I have 2 suitcases and a little pink backpack with a rabbit on it, a gift from a child who used to live below me. I'm wearing my peacoat and my good warm socks, and I went to wash the Y to make a good impression. On who? I don't know. You only make one of those, that's what they say. I will tell you how it goes.